All right, I'm at the DC Auto Show. It's press day, and right in front of me is an incredible Ferrari exhibit from Competizione Sports Cars. They're out of Gathersburg, Maryland. Check this out. Just look at this incredible lineup of Ferrari Challenge Race Cars. Amazing. Unbelievable. And there's some vintage cars, vintage Ferraris down there. Starting up here, we've got a 348 Challenge, which I believe is when the Challenge Series begun. Around 1990, 1989, 1990. We've got the 355 Challenge. These two are, of course, manual gearbox. They only came in manual back in those days. Although around 355, we got 360 here. The 355, I believe, is when the F1 gearbox, sequential gearbox, debuted around 97. 96, 97, something like that. Comment below if you know. We've got F430, the white one here, is a GT, so it's a race car. It wasn't a street car converted. It's a race car. We're looking at the wheels on the 360. I love this blue. Is this TDF blue? Comment below if you know. You see the fire extinguisher in there. You can see the red seats. So I had to switch to voiceover again because I had some audio issues with the mic. Also, there's some stabilization issues with this video. Sorry about that. Things happen, you know. We can't just destroy all this amazing footage of these incredible Ferraris because of a few simple mistakes. Here we go again with the 355, 348. Got the flip-up headlights. So these are all race cars. You can see the name of the owner right there. And that goes for most of the cars here. So this car, F430 GT, made for the track, incredible car. I mean, just has a sequential manual gearbox inside. Some of the lightest weight doors I've ever seen. Here we're looking at the wheel gap. I don't know why on some of these race cars from this era have that wheel gap. Not only the gap, but the wheels are tucked in. Is there a reason for that? I feel like wheels are never tucked in anymore. If that's just purely aesthetics or if it makes a difference in the handling characteristics. I mean, that's how it came from the factory, obviously, so I'm sure it handles the best. If this is a race car built for racing purposes, it handles the best with this setup, I would guess. 360, looking at this again, love the color of this, like the carbon fiber wing. Of course, the view of that glorious V8 in the back. Onto the 458, so this is the last naturally aspirated Ferrari, mid-engine Ferrari. Or I guess a Speciale technically is, but it's basically the same car. Man, I'm at a loss for words. I mean, it was so cool to see all these cars up close without anybody around. I'm sure once the auto show opened to the public, this area was swarmed. And you could not get any good footage or get any good pictures. The back. Love the V8. And that's... We've got another 360 Challenge. This one's an F1 gearbox. I think that both the 360 Challenges here are F1 gearbox. Again, the yellow headlights. Comment below if you know what's up with the yellow tint on race cars headlights. I don't get that. Oh, and look at what we have here, Ferrari F40. I've seen a few of these in Connecticut and in New York. And man, they get me every time. There's nothing like a Ferrari F40. This is one of those poster cars for us kids of the 80s. I remember rushing to the bookstore with my mom, and or going to the bookstore with my mom and rushing to the car section so I could look at the pictures. And I remember there was a book with the it had this and it had the Countach in it, and it was so amazing. I remember looking at the book, and my mom wouldn't buy it for me. It was an expensive hardback book, and I would beg my mom and dad, please buy it for me. And I think eventually they started to buy me some of the magazines anyway, and that's how it all started. It was different in those days. I mean, we just could not see cars the way that you can see cars now. There wasn't nearly as many supercars, for one. There's the angle of that iconic side profile of that. So here's some of the vintage Ferraris that Competizione brought. We've got a 330, we've got a Daytona, and the Grigio one over there, I believe, is actually the most valuable. That says the Mountain Tour on that sticker right there. I'm not sure what that is. These cars are so clean, and what I love about this era, the timeless design, the thin steering wheel, the wooden steering wheel with the thin spokes. Man, so cool. No big ugly screens, no horrendous tech in the way. Chrome looks great on these older cars. You know, not so popular today with the newer stuff. I think that's the antenna. Is that the power antenna, or is that the fuel door? Had that piece in the center, so that made me think there's a power antenna, but I guess maybe, I don't know. What do I know? Comment below. Is that just the fuel door? Love the seats. I guess that was Connolly leather that they used in those days. The chrome wiper blades. I mean, these cars had a lot of chrome. Chrome around the headlights, chrome on the front grille. Do not touch. People do touch these cars too. It's crazy. I mean, I don't understand why. And we have a Daytona. Early flip-up headlights. Early 70s, I believe. V12 front engine. Yellow on black looks fantastic. 8 Flags Road Tour, I believe that was Amelia Island, which is coming up actually. And I wish I could go, but I'm not going to be able to go this year. Next year for sure. And there's the most valuable Ferrari that I just skipped over, and I found out later that it was the most valuable car in the show. Oh well. There it is. What do you think that car is worth? Comment below. There's a Bugatti Chiron Super Sport I did a video on. That's 4.5 million. And it's worth more than that car, so put it that way. Here's a Maserati Superleggera. I love this color. Again, don't know what this color is. Again, sorry about these stabilization issues. What a bummer. But hey, is what it is. Is what it is. There's another angle of the Maserati. Wish I could have got closer, but I just got kicked out from being behind the ropes. That security guy was on me too. I mean, he came up to me at least 2 more times. And the final time he came up to me, I was behind the ropes talking to a friend that works with these guys. And I could tell he wanted to ask me to leave again, but he couldn't. So that was pretty cool actually. Anyway, I don't care. I don't care. But that's about it for today, guys. We still have more cars to cover from the show, so stay tuned. We're going to cover a lot of Lamborghinis. We've got some of the new Corvettes, some of the JDM cars, lots of fun stuff, so stay tuned.